Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Joe Pometto Law Show. Special format today. I'm going to do a little voiceover while we watch this judge in court flip out over a sovereign citizen. It's entertaining and there's a couple of teachable moments. So I'm going to do what I'm going to do. We're going to watch this video. But before we get started, please subscribe, like, and share. It's a great free way to support the show. This show will always remain free. You will always be able to watch it. If you subscribe, like, and share, it helps me in a completely free way. It motivates me to make more videos. I can see positive feedback, and YouTube will give me higher rankings. Now, I also have a Patreon in the description below. You can sign up there. I've got a PayPal. You can drop me a direct donation there. On the Patreon, you'll have access to exclusive content. Remember, the show will always remain free, but if you give a little bit, it will help free me up to make some more of these videos and make better videos. So we're going to watch this judge do a little flip out here on a Moorish sovereign citizen. Before we do so, join me. Have a sip with me. Today, I'm drinking my seltzer water at the suggestion of my audience. Okay, let's dig in.
Okay, this is the matters of State of New Jersey versus Emir Colonel Jonesy L., also known as Cornell Paul, also known as Cornell Dixon.
For objection, for the record.
No.
Already the judge is not having it. And I love when the camera scrolls over here and we can see the gentleman's hat. We know he's a Moorish sovereign citizen because he's got about, his name is about 6 names, and in there it includes the term colonel. So apparently he's a high-ranking individual within the army of the Moors.
We're not going down that road. We're not going down that road. Everybody else sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat. That's 0807727I, 0302282I, 0804441I. Mr. Luciano, would you note your appearance for the record?
Judge, good morning. Assistant Prosecutor Mike Luciano for the state.
All right, last time we were in court, the court made a ruling. Mr. Keith, would you note your appearance?
John J. Keith from the Public Defender's Office.
All right, court made a ruling, in essence, allowing Mr. L. To represent himself in these matters. Subsequent to that, the court has received 2 other filings from Mr. L. Sir, you are?
Sir, I am Alfred Tahil. I'm from the Aboriginal Law Firm.
Are you a licensed practitioner?
I am not.
Well, on the other side, sir, on the other side of the railing. Thank you.
Again, this judge is not having it. He's seen this show before. He's had this rodeo before. Now, it appears that this sovereign citizen hired a fake lawyer sovereign citizen to represent him. It's funny because he said he was part of a law firm, but he doesn't have a license to practice. Well, look, you could be a paralegal or an assistant or an IT guy. A lot of people work for law firms. Doesn't mean you can practice law. You got to be properly licensed. But I guess in this fictional world, anybody can walk in and do a little representation. Some judges will go along with it. This judge is not having it. He's not having it.
Subsequent to that ruling, the court has received, I believe, 2 other filings from Mr. L. And in one of those filings, he's raising a jurisdictional issue. So the court, upon further reflection, given the nature and complexity of the issues that have been raised by Mr. L. The court is rescinding its previous ruling and will make a determination that until a licensed practitioner in the state of New Jersey substitutes in for Mr. L, the court will enter an order that Mr. Keesler will remain as counsel.
Objection. For the record,
It's overruled.
Now, that right there, the judge, usually even a pro se individual makes an objection. The judge will give him a chance to say something. This judge immediately overruled. He said, objection, overruled. Now, it's interesting what's happening here. The judge previously had said that the colonel could represent himself. And today he's saying that the colonel cannot represent himself and that the public defender's office is going to remain as his attorney until he can find an attorney of his choice to represent himself. Now, generally, an attorney, the court will let someone represent themselves if they are that insistent upon it. Now, I don't know everything that's come before, but that's what's happening here today. The judge is saying you're going to have to get an attorney, essentially a real attorney, or you're stuck with the public defender's office. Now, a little teachable moment here. Occasionally, what the courts will do, especially if someone's facing very serious charges, is a public defender will sit with a pro se defendant and advise him. Now, that public defender or that attorney is not technically acting as the attorney in the case, but he's there to kind of guide the pro se defendant through a trial. I've seen that. It can be incredibly awkward, but having that attorney there, it helps actually get through the trial because pro se defendants will object to everything, and it can just be a total circus. And they don't help their cause by doing that. I'm interested. I think the judge could do something like that here. Could just say you can represent yourself. But no court's going to let a non-attorney represent. It ain't going to happen.
objection. For the record, I have not authorized the Office of Public Defense or John J. Keesler to take this matter or represent this
Very
matter.
well.
The office, for the record,
I got it.
on the record, and let the record show that the Office of
Until
Public Defense.
there is a licensed practitioner in the state of New Jersey.
Objection. The practice of law cannot be licensed by any state, and that's according to Schwar versus Board of the Examiners 353 U.S. 238-239.
Objection is overruled. Until there is an attorney, a licensed practitioner here to represent Mr. L, court is recognizing Mr. Keesler as the attorney of record.
Objection. For the record, on the record, and let the record show, the rule of professional conduct states, RPC 1.0, a firm, a law firm denotes a lawyer or lawyers in a law partnership, professional corporation, sole proprietorship, or other association authorized to practice law, or lawyers employed in a legal services organization or the legal department of a corporation or other organization. http www.judiciarystate.nj.us/rules.
Until an attorney authorized.
This judge, I just love his demeanor. He's having none of it. What that guy is citing about the RPC is that, yeah, a firm can represent a client. So you got an actual law firm with 10 lawyers. They can represent the client as a team. Okay, a law practice can represent a client as a team. But there's got to be an attorney of record on there, and only attorneys can come in and speak in court. So that's the rule that he's citing. He's leaving out important other pieces of the rule that would tell you that by saying, oh, a law firm can represent me, and then he's got this guy who's not a lawyer, who may be part of a real law firm. I doubt it. Or he's just part of a business that he calls a law firm. So they get this non-lawyer, set up this business, call it a law firm, and then cut out half of this rule and cite half of that rule in court like it's some magic words. Not going to happen.
To practice law is representing you, Mr. L. The Public Defender's Office, Mr. Keesler will represent you.
Objection. For the record, the corporate body politic that has authorized the Aboriginal law firm's Secretary of State authorization number is 003
The fact
76
that you listen to me.
76
Listen to me.
81.
Listen, that's it. That's it. I'm tired of this. Now, if you come in here again with this mess, and I'm going to call it mess on the record, you're going to be arrested. We're done. This matter will be continued to November 10th. If there's a substitution of attorney from somebody licensed, the fact that the Aboriginal law firm may have some standing with the Secretary of State is not the issue in this case. It's a question of whether, in fact, the law firm has an attorney licensed to practice in the state of New Jersey. The matter is continued to November 10th, 2008 at 9 o'clock. Thank you.
Objection.
I'm done. I'm done.
May I put this on the record, please?
You can put whatever you want on the record. I'm done.
For the record, on the record, and let the record show, I have filed a writ of coronam juris, a demand for termination or state the proper jurisdiction to all matters concerning the items of subject.
I know. I got it. I
demand a dismissal or proof of jurisdiction.
Put it on the record. November 10th, 9 o'clock. That's it.
That judge had it. It cracked me up watching his reaction the first time, every time. I find it funny. Again, I don't think that's the right way to handle these guys. If you saw in my prior videos, I think you just got to stay calm and cool. Now, overreacting makes them think they're winning, and he's there putting this on the record at the end like he's actually getting somewhere. Not to say that it encourages it, and I understand where the judge is coming from. He's frustrated, but don't let them get the upper hand. You stay controlled. Let them say what they want to say. Give them a little bit of rope, just enough rope for them to hang themselves. I can imagine any trial with that gentleman was going to be a fiasco. I just got a kick out of this judge's reactions. He had it. He is fed up. Too funny. So I'm going to leave the video at that. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something here. A law firm can represent somebody, but you got to have an attorney. A group of attorneys on a law firm can represent somebody, but there's got to be an attorney of record. But you can have multiple attorneys of record who will come in and represent somebody on a case. And then number two, sometimes a pro se defendant in a criminal case can have an attorney who sits next to him during a pro se trial and gives him advice. I can't remember the actual term for it. But you sit in, it's kind of like an empty suit. You sit in, you give the pro se defendant advice, okay, and help them move through the trial, but the attorney's not going to make objections or question witnesses like they normally would. That is possible. That's something that's done. I've seen it done in the courtroom. So, we learned a couple of things here. A law firm or group of attorneys can represent. Also, a pro se defendant can have an attorney assistant who actually doesn't participate. Therefore, let the pro se means the person themselves are representing themselves. That's all it really means. It's Latin. Okay. They can do that. They can have a little attorney assistant to do it. That's an option here for these sovereign citizens. That might be something I would do if this guy was making this argument and I was the judge. I'd be like, look, well, the public defender, they're going to shadow you through this. That's fine, but you don't get a fake attorney, somebody who's not actually an attorney. Some judges might actually humor a fake attorney, but I don't think that's a good idea. So I hope you got a kick out of this, judge, in this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Check out my Patreon if you want to donate. This video will always remain free. Also, I got an email subscription below. Click on that. Put your email in. You get a free PDF what to do to deal with the police. All right. Thank you very much.